We're unpacking abstract nouns, we're putting the participants back into the process. We're unpacking abstract nouns and putting the participants back into the process, because I asked my class, how did the agricultural revolution lead to the industrial revolution? And you know what, that's one abstract noun after another. It's one abstract noun after another. So how do we attack that? We unpack it, because the industrial revolution's not a thing, it's not a moment in time, it's not a place in England, it's a process. In the Agrarian Revolution, it's not a moment in time, it's not a place in England, it's a process. What are the participants in that process? Well, there's the land, and the land owners, and the labourers on the land, and the livestock and the crops that they're trying to produce. But there's new participants, there's scientific methods and technology, there's scientific methods leading to new trends in agriculture, like turnip towns and planting turnips in fallow fields, so the land's no longer empty and the turnips can be used to feed livestock, eliminating the need to slaughter the animals every winter, leading to a massive increase in food production. And technology like Jethro Tull's seed drill, which is massively increasing crop yields, leading to a massive increase in food production, which is resulting not only in a population explosion as more food becomes available, but a mass migration of labourers off the land because they're no longer required, and moving to cities in a process of urbanization. And that's the Agrarian Revolution, that's the agricultural revolution. How does that lead to the Industrial Revolution? Well, the Industrial Revolution is another process. What are the participants? Well, what is it anyway? The Industrial Revolution is an increase in production brought about by machinery characterized by new forms of energy. Thank you to John Green for that analysis. So an increase in production. What are the participants in that? Well, they're the factors of production, right? They're the land and the labour and capital and entrepreneurs. And the land is made available by the Agrarian Revolution because no longer is all the land needed to produce food. It can be made available to build factories and mills. And the Agrarian Revolution has led to a population explosion and a mass migration of labourers away from the land, so they're now available to do the labour that the Industrial Revolution needs. And that labour over time is transformed and accumulated into capital as those labourers build machines like Arkwright's water frame or like Crompton's mule, which extract greater value from the labour that the work is doing. And this can be initiated by entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs are people who have been released from being landowners because they're no longer required on the land and can seize these commercial opportunities of exploiting this labour, partially through using new forms of energy like coal that's being dug by coal miners who are at the bottom of coal mine shafts because they're no longer needed to produce food on the land. So that's the Industrial Revolution, an increase in production brought about by machinery and characterized by new forms of energy, facilitated by the Agrarian Revolution. We're just unpacking abstract nouns and putting the participants back into the process. We're unpacking abstract nouns and putting the participants back into the process. Like James Watt producing the steam engine, harnessing new forms of energy to drive machinery to increase production. Unpacking abstract nouns and putting the participants back into the process. Unpacking abstract nouns and putting the participants back into the process.